Keeps everybody on time.
That's how I do.
The topics we discuss are many,
No story too bold to talk about.
strictly our own opinions.
But they are opinions from people like you.
Welcome to the NAKE'd podcast.
Yeah.
Keelan.
Shit, I was second. It's your DM Tekka Allen.
Which is being a little bitch today and censoring people. Hey, it's me, Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
Hi, everybody.
I'm censoring bitches.
What do you mean they're censoring us?
They're giving us problems because the word shooting was in the title. That's censorship.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they just don't want people advertising that. I don't know.
So they want to be a publisher, not a platform, so we can sue them.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I can honestly say if you put out a list of words that can't be said on your website, that is editorial guidelines.
Well,
Simple as that.
Wouldn't the same be said for Twitch not allowing pornographic content? And we allow them to do that.
That's a different. I mean, you don't have a right to free pornography. You know what I mean? Like it's a little. That's more of the expression argument, right?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
We have a right to free speech.
Chug Nubba, what's up, bro? Welcome in. Yeah, that's a good point, though.
Oh, how'd I get so freaking
Chugga.
close? That's weird.
No, I like it like that. That's perfect. Oh yeah, even better. No, go back.
But it was like super close.
What's up, Chug Nubba?
Oh, that's my straw. Raising Cane's, yo.
Oh.
Okay, so this is no way an advertisement for Raising Cane's, but they are doing a whole bunch of Charlie Brown stuff this year.
That's adorable. No
And
one
then
does Charlie
also-
Brown anymore.
Yeah, so they're actually doing if you go buy like a little stuffed animal, that's an actual dog dressed as a puppet or a Peanuts character. They donate all the proceeds to the dog shelters here.
Oh, I'm down. Like every one of my Amazon purchases from the past 2 years goes to the San Antonio Humane Society.
Yeah, so we got rid of NJ. No, this is NJ. Kicked her off the show. Gone forever. Aaron Hernandez.
That's not true. She was injured last week at the Silverstein show here in San Antonio. And she had an operation to fix her patella. But she's good now. She's on the couch. She's resting. I just confirmed.
Is she passed out from pain meds yet?
No, she's in chat. We just saw
Right.
her in chat.
So when she passes out from pain meds, are you going to let us know?
I can neither confirm nor deny that information, but
'Cause I got a brand new Sharpie.
I was gonna say he
not-
wants to put a Sharpie to use.
Look, man, she already took off her shoes. She already took off her socks. Can't get her. Rule
I
is
don't
they have to be
know.
wearing the shoes, right?
No, well, that's a rule, but
Ah.
not the rule.
Well, you know what the rule is about diaries, right?
Diaries?
Diaries,
You
journals. if
don't
will.
read them?
Yeah, you don't read another person's diary.
Yeah.
Why are you reading other people's diaries, Peach?
I'm not.
Is
Right.
that something you need?
Are you
I'm
bringing
Is
up
that something
diaries?
you need to tell us?
Whose have you
did
been
NJ's
snooping
diary
in?
Say about us.
My own.
What does your diary say about us?
Come on, let's publish the receipts.
Well, let's talk about the ones that were published. Look, I
Are you alluding?
I threw you a bone there to go.
Are you alluding to the abuse of power that the FBI has exhibited lately? All right.
Yes.
Have
So let's wind it. a very well timed soup break.
Good soup.
So let's add a little background to this, right? There was a diary that was sent to multiple news outlets. One news outlet or one investigative journalist outlet, let's say that, right? Project Veritas was one of the recipients. And according to the statement from James O'Keefe, the CEO of it, they received it. They couldn't verify if it was accurate or correct information. So they reported it to their local cops and they turned it over. This diary that was sent to them. Well, recently, the FBI raided James O'Keefe's house personally before dawn. So a pre-dawn raid, and also a couple of his journalists who might have had access to the journal or the diary. So why is the FBI going after all the people who had access to this diary?
Well, it's the president's daughter's journal, right? It's her private journal. It's her private writings.
It's unverified.
Oh,
but yes,
okay.
It's believed. Well, so that's the thing, right? It's unverified to us, but the journal was handed over to the news outlets because it was believed to be Ashley Biden's. And me personally, I think the FBI raiding and doing all this proves that it is in fact Ashley Biden's diary.
Yeah,
because there were very bad allegations towards Joe Biden in those.
Oh shit!
Like
So that was gonna be my question. Why do they want her diary?
Yeah,
I hate my dad.
Yeah, no. At one point, like a quote from her diary is, "I think I was molested." So she goes into details about how her father would make her take showers with him and a lot of inappropriate. There's no straight accusations in it, but details about inappropriate behavior going on.
Okay, so
and well, just to add some context, also on top of it, you had the Hunter Biden laptop that we all heard about, and the FBI is treating that situation the same way. And on that laptop, there was suspected of more or less this Hunter Biden doing the same stuff to his niece. So,
Y'all, that family's fucked up.
disgusting.
Go ahead.
So one thing that I do want to mention is the whole showering with her father, right? That's Joe Biden's
that's just off the top of my head. That was one allegation that was in the diary.
Well, I mean, I guess the question is, at what age was she at the time, if that actually did happen? Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've taken a shower or two with Edos at one point, but never like he was little,
again,
like he was a baby.
I mean, even then, again, it's like, I mean, hell, I was in high school. You know, we had a men's shower. It was one big open fucking shower, right? Like, it's not out of the norm for guys to take a shower in the same area, right? But for a grown man to have their young daughter and for the woman to be forced to do it, right? Like that was because that's what the allegations were, right? Like she was forced to take showers. So being forced into that situation, is where the issue is.
Is it her recollections or is somebody telling her about it? Because if she's remembering, then she's probably old enough that it was very inappropriate.
Supposedly this was her diary that she wrote as an adult about her dreams and memories she was having from when she was younger. So like she was staying at a hotel and this was like her current diary that was left at the hotel.
Oh shit. Okay.
So this wasn't even supposed to go to media.
No, it was. So again, as with the Hunter Biden laptop, the story was that the people, she was staying in a room, people cleaned the room, they found the diary.
Yeah.
They tried contacting somebody, and they were denied it, all around. Somebody started reading the diary, said, hey, there's some weird things going on in here, and that's when they sent it out to news medias.
But that's not hotel policy. Like, I worked at a hotel, and I've lost shit at hotels. Like, if I've lost stuff at a hotel and it's attached to the room, they will call the person who rented the room.
Varies and depending on the stuff. I left like a charger in the room and never heard back from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hotel sucks because, first of all, reading it is understandable wrong, but understandable. Because something got left there, you try to return it. Hey, they're refusing it. Cool, new reading material. A little bit unethical.
Yeah.
But handing it over to media sources, very unethical.
Yeah, that's not right.
But the fact that it contained the information it does.
I mean, if you look at if you look at it as the viewpoint of what happened to the Hunter Biden laptop when it came out, what do you think would happen if you tried to go if you try to not present this in a loud manner?
Yeah.
It would have clearly disappeared and nobody even would have talked about it. But the way where I'm at on it is, after all of this, we don't know if any of the allegations are true or even if it's her diary, right? But the fact that the FBI is going to the extent they are, and they're raiding people and seizing cell phones, that proves that there's something there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to know more. Why are you using government resources for someone who's, mind you, like the family's a part of the government, but why are you wasting these resources on it, right? Like if it were a big deal, involve the local police, not the FBI.
But again, we're talking about the same person who bragged on camera saying, the investigator investigating my son's business, I told them to fire him where he wasn't getting the money, and he got fired and they got the money. So, I mean, it's not above them to do something like that. I don't know. It's just a really bad look on the FBI and that. I mean, we have so much information coming about the FBI and CIA right now that why are we giving these people money, right?
Yeah. Why do we continue to support these? Well, has anyone else been targeted by by the whole Project Veritas situation?
I mean, yeah. But they're the ones in the dead center because Project Veritas sues a lot of people, right? Like, they're very well known for going undercover, filming people, saying stuff they're not supposed to be saying, and then they publish it, right? And they're in court nonstop, and they always win their cases, right? Like, they come in, they go into the situation prepared to be sued, so they're already pre-gaming. Well,
pre-gaming,
right?
They're prepping their suit game before their suit even gets there.
So right now they were in a lawsuit with the New York Times over some bad characters at New York Times, what they were doing. Right. So they're in the middle of this lawsuit when all of this happened. The New York Times, within an hour of the raid, we're talking a pre-dawn raid, within an hour of it, the New York Times already had a piece out about it. They had a source in the FBI that told them about the raid, so they knew about it. And then the source in the FBI leaked James O'Keefe's phone and all the information on it to the New York Times. So now the New York Times has the communications between James O'Keefe and his lawyer about the lawsuit for the New York Times, and the New York Times is now trying to publish all of that information. just so they can destroy the case because they probably can't beat them. It's really dirty.
I mean, it makes sense for the New York Times to publish information like that. I mean, that's what they're for.
No, it's not. That's highly illegal. I mean,
Well,
that's privileged communication. So that's like saying, your ex-wife hacking your phone and getting the communication between you and her, or you and your lawyer about custody, right?
well,
Like,
yeah.
she shouldn't even have that in the first place.
Okay,
That is a great breach of their civil liberties.
I do agree with that, but I mean, it's the New York Times. It's a publication that's meant to publish everything that goes on. Like, okay, them publishing the phone, them publishing the phone contents and anything that was found on the phone, I agree, is illegal. That's illegal distribution of private identifiable information, right?
Yeah.
But for the New York Times to publish information about the raid, that makes sense. But I can agree with that. You all right?
Yeah, that yeah.
Okay.
It
good.
rung pipe. Yeah, I mean,
That's what
we
she
can all
said.
agree that that's like, it's dirty, but it was within the rights.
Mhm.
But everything else they're taking it way too far. I mean, and even then, look at the censorship that was around the Hunter Biden laptop
Mhm.
because they claimed that it was hacked, stolen material. Right? Like, it was taken. The New York Post was suspended off Twitter just for posting that. And the New York Post and the New York Times are in the same league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just on different sides of the coin. It's getting unreal.
It's getting dirty. I don't know. I kind of want to see what happens after this, especially with the fallout from actual publication of the phone documents, and I want to see what else happens. I want to see what more comes from this.
Yeah, if they end up, finding anything in it and releasing that information, because it's highly unlikely that either they'll not find anything and we won't hear anything, they do find something and we don't hear anything, or they do find something and US goes to hell in a handbasket.
I mean,
Well, see, that's the thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
They already know something and they're not going to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they continuously are showing us that they're not going to be honest with us. So at a certain point, when are we going to stop giving these freaking or industries money? Cut the tax funding off.
Well, you know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to what the NSA can do for us in terms of cybersecurity. And I know this isn't like a big thing that's happened recently. What's up?
Nothing.
What? It was my topic.
Right? I know. Yeah. No, I was responding to what you were saying. You're good.
So, something that's kind of been happening since before the 2020 election, actually since 2018, is, did you know that General Paul M. Nakasone, director of the NSA, is also head of the U.S. Cyber Command?
Did not.
The United States now, officially, since kind of the beginning and the escalation of ransomware attacks, both to our hospital, phone, and internet service provider companies, and to our core businesses like the Colonial Pipeline and the JBS beef plants, we now have an actual cybersecurity command, a collaboration center that is dedicated to thwarting and controlling the cyber attacks that are coming from different places all over the world. And it's something that's been happening for a few years. And as a matter of fact, their biggest project was the 2020 election. But
why didn't they stop any of the bullshit that's going on?
Well,
What do they call themselves? The secret cabal?
no, the Cybersecurity
Yeah.
Collaboration Center.
But no, in Time Magazine they did a whole like center spread about the secret cabal that helped save America.
Oh, I don't even know about that. I read a New York Times article actually describing everything that they've been doing for the past couple of months. I didn't know they were
What
referred to
they've
as
been
anything
doing.
else. So, since 2018, they've been working on identifying traffic that's coming from known cybersecurity groups. One of the recent ones that is Russian-based, that's called Our Evil Ransomware Group, and they were able to track down a lot of their internet traffic that's coming in and out of the United States. And as soon as a Russian-based group found out, they shut down all communications that they were making to the United States servers, which the NSA is really proud of. The CIA is okay with it. The FBI is the only one that's kind of up in the air about it. They don't know exactly where they stand, but General Nakasoke has been very, very proud about the work that they've done. And one of the biggest things, hurdles that they've had to do is to try to track down a, what's called a, oh my God, I already forgot.
A diary?
No, not a diary.
Okay.
It's basically a network of computers that can be slaves, essentially. But it's called a trickbot.
Sir, whoa.
It's called trickbot servers. Basically, they install programs onto your computer where they can take control in the background and make your computers do certain things. That's how hackers are able to do distributed denial of service attacks, also DDoS, and couple other things, but they were able to successfully navigate that and determine that that wasn't a factor for the 2020 elections. They were really, really worried about the voter machine hacks, but they've been doing a lot, especially when it comes to research.
Yeah, we're not even gonna get into that. Why would you plug a voting machine into the internet in the first place?
They didn't. But they're worried about wireless communications connecting to those. Because
But wouldn't they have to have some sort of receiver in them?
Yeah, every computer has a sort of Wi-Fi receiver nowadays. Like even our phones do, and it's super simple to actually break into it. I've broken
Same
into
with
all
the
of my
voting
neighbors'
machine if
Wi-Fi
they don't
apps.
need. That's what I'm saying. With the voting machine, if they don't need internet, why would they have any kind of receiver for that?
I totally agree. I agree with you. You know, voting machines don't need wireless communications, but other than investigating every possible cyber attack for the 2020 elections, they did manage to recover majority of the cryptocurrency ransom from the Colonial Pipeline hacks. They didn't give us an actual ballpark number as to how much of a percentage they recovered, but all General Nakasoke could confirm was that they collected a certain amount.
I don't know. I think we just turned off the internet for a while.
I don't know.
And then everyone detoxed.
I kind of like the fact that the United States Army is making an effort to actually keep the United States cyber secure. You know, it's something that we've been missing for a long time.
But then again, I think it was missing for the reason that nobody wanted to give the U.S. government that power, right? Because
Also, something that should have been set up when the internet came to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once the government started to realize, oh, the internet's real, we're going to be using this. Hey, let's go ahead and get a department team to make sure that everything's secure.
yeah.
I don't know, like back then when the internet was being established, and it was already. Actually, let me drop some history on y'all. The original idea for the internet was the North American Defense Network. I don't remember the actual acronym, but it was the internet is a byproduct of the U.S. government.
Cool.
Like back in the 70s. I don't remember the acronym to what it was, but I can tell you that it started in the United States back in the 70s. when we were still kind of worrying about the Cold War with the launching of nukes. And then once Russia fell, USSR fell and became the country you know
Soviet
today,
Union.
that's when the internet was fully established for market use. And I mean, back then, when you set your computer up for the internet and you set up a website, you were required to set up your own name server as well. Because we didn't have national name servers. But now we have all this technology, and we honestly need a way to defend it.
Yeah, but we're setting up a way to defend and take care of the internet now instead of investing into the blockchain and moving forward.
Well, it's not going to be over all of the internet. It'll just be over any communications within the United States or anything that's targeting an asset of the United States. So like our electrical grid, our water grids, fucking oil pipelines, the meat industry, the food industry, anything that resides within United States borders.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, wouldn't it be worth investing into a DeFi system that's going to get you off the server system and get you more onto the blockchain?
I do agree that moving towards there would be a good idea, but not many industries are invested in the blockchain, and a majority of our infrastructure isn't. Well, while that
Again,
is a great idea,
if
and I
the
agree
U.S.
with you.
government put a bunch of money and resources behind it, it would get there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially with the current state of our government and the massive divide between both parties. Like in the future, sure. Maybe if we get a third party, like an actual like dedicated labor party, I see that happening. 30
I
years
don't think
down
the
line,
socialists would
but
get that put together.
I don't know.
I mean, they would have a lot of ideas, but
Yeah. I'm just excited to know the fact that our United States government, our army, is doing more than just physical shit now.
I thought that was the whole purpose of the NSA from the very beginning. Like, what have they been doing if they're not protecting our internet?
I don't think it was understood that the NSA would take over for that, really. Like, but okay,
Why do we have the NSA? Why? What is it? What does it get for?
so before before the U.S. Cyber Command, it was understood that each company was in charge of its own intellectual assets, which includes server farms, all of that other good shit. But with the increased attack and with the increased, especially with WannaCry back in 2017, like I was working healthcare at the time. That shit sucked.
Yeah, but then again, what does the NSA do then?
I don't know, but good thing now. The other good piece of this is that the NSA has a collaboration center other than just their cyber command. They're actively sharing more information now than they were in the past about security threats and actors, if you will. Some still complain that it could be a lot better, but at least we're sharing information now. Oh man, an accessory. Hold on.
See, NJ agrees with me. Somebody please
There.
explain to us what the NSA does
I hope
now.
you're happy. Look.
Wow. Okay. Just throw me out like that. Just make me feel bad.
Here, I'll turn off my blurring. Ooh, I don't think I
Wait.
can.
NSA, is that National Security Agency?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the gun one?
That's NRA.
ATF. The NRA is the National Rifle Association. That's an organization, not a government body.
Oh.
An RA. Okay, thank you. I was getting very confused. I was like, what does the gun organization have to do with this?
No, wrong one. I don't know what the gun organization would have anything to do with cybersecurity unless if they're shooting their pew-pews at
That's what I was saying. I was confused. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So the NSA is to look at cybersecurity threats, and the cybersecurity threat portion is looking at cybersecurity threats.
Yeah. Okay, so General
sounds like a way just
Nakasone
to
didn't
waste
share
money.
too much information about how they're categorizing and collecting this data. The only thing that he could actually tell us, which I'm certain some stuff's just out of clearance for majority of the world, especially us being citizens, we get low level clearance just being citizens. But I mean, with active investigations, I'm sure they're not going to share anything. But they've been able to point out several big cybersecurity actors, and they still continue to shout or share that the 2020 elections are facing a lot of cybersecurity threats from Russia, but they didn't really show that much information.
Yeah, well, the Democratic Party has been really obsessed with Russia for the last 2 years for some reason too, or I should say 6 years.
I mean, let's be honest, we've always been obsessed with Russia. That's never gonna go away.
Well, yeah, but it's like, I mean, we all know Hillary Clinton was the one that actually colluded with Russia. It's been proven now.
Emails say it all.
Hear her emails if we had them. But that's enough for me.
At the end of the day, you're telling me that the NSA has made a new cybersecurity division.
Mm-hmm.
Their goal is to catch cyber terrorists.
The cybersecurity division has existed for 6 years, or not for 6 years. Sorry, has existed since 2018. Would that be 6 years? Almost 6 years. And this is around the same time that the General Nakasone actually became the director of the NSA. He became director of the NSA in May of 2018.
So, and didn't you tell us that the NSA is in charge of the TSA too?
No, I think that their own thing. I think you're just throwing acronyms out.
I thought that was one of your... No, I thought that was one of your topics that you said the NSA was in charge of the TSA.
No. No, the TSA is their own thing. No.
NJ, look it up. NJ, look it up.
Just kidding. The TSA is an agency of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Ah, okay.
Honestly, I think...
How many terrorists have the TSA ever caught? In its 20 years of existence?
I plead the fifth. The next time I go through a TSA checkpoint, I don't want to be pointed out.
Ask him. Hey, how many terrorists have y'all caught?
I'll see if he lets me record it for the podcast.
To this day, there's like the official number is like 0.
Yeah. But onto our next topic.
Sorry, TSA. We just gotta give you a little bit of a hard time. Let us through the. I mean, you're not gonna let me fly anytime soon, anyway. So screw it. They were talking about doing that vaccine passport for flying.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to get too off topic, real quick, Alan. Quick question: how you feeling about the new variant?
Honestly, I'm a little scared. I've been keeping an eye on it way more vigilantly than I did with the Delta. It's super infectious. Not a lot of people have the same, I guess, can't breathe effect. I can't think of the actual terminology for it. And other than it being more infectious, its death count rises astronomically.
But there's been nobody died from it yet.
No, there has, dude. Several
Omicron?
people. Not in the United States. Not in the United States.
No one's died from it. Not even in South Africa. No one's died from it yet.
Yeah, they have. They went from 14,000 deaths a day. 3 days later, they have 3,500 deaths.
Yeah, but they're still dying. They're still dealing with the Delta and all that. The Omicron, they don't have that many people infected with it yet.
Sorry, no, not deaths, infections. Sorry, they're infections.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, I got
it's
it
highly
backwards.
infection. Yeah, but nobody's died from they haven't found a dead body that tested positive for this variant yet.
Yeah, and then to top it off, I mean, there's already 40 countries that have the virus already. I mean,
And then also like 70% of the infections already found in the US were vaccinated people.
as a matter of fact, I know one story, and this isn't an official topic for us. The New York Thanksgiving Comic Con is considered a super spreader because 14 people attended, and they tested positive for the Omicron variant, and they interacted with thousands of people each fucking day.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, it's serious. It's something to take effect, but then again, I mean, they're saying it's probably the least deadly strain out of all of them. It's just probably the most infectious strain out of all of them.
Yeah, there's just not enough information out there. Like there haven't been enough people who were infected. There haven't been enough people who died, which is good to say, but also a little worrisome because we do want to know more about the virus.
Yeah, especially this one. I think the biggest red flag is that it's most likely the vaccine is very ineffective against this particular strain.
Mm-hmm. But on to our last topic.
Is very sad, very upsetting. So in Lubbock, Texas, about 2 weeks ago, a father went to go pick up his child from his ex-wife during a court mandated visitation. When he arrived, he was told the child was not there. He got very aggressive. The stepdad then went into the house, came back out with a shotgun, I believe, or a gun. I'm not really sure what it was.
It was an AR.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Came back outside, said, "Get off my property," did shoot a warning shot at his feet. And then they kind of got face to face. And then once they separated, the stepdad did bring the gun up and shoot the dad. Did y'all watch the videos? Some people may have seen videos of this either on Reddit. I came across it on Facebook. You did? Did you see one or did you see both?
I saw both, and I shared it with our private OM chat because I didn't want to put this in our Discord. Our Discord is marked as we do not allow not safe for life images or links to be shared, but it's really fucking brutal. Like, I saw both angles. I saw the angle from inside the house, I believe, as well as outside from the, I want to say the father's girlfriend, significant. I'm keeping it at significant other because I don't know what their titles are. I'm not about to assume or try to push anything on anyone. But it was bad. Like, I understand with the parents, with both sides, right? Like, yes, the kid's not there, but also you should have communicated better. But also, you know, this is his time to pick him up. Why aren't you communicating better? You know, like it's just not good all around.
Oh, that's straight murder.
Yeah,
that one is.
Yeah.
Like, granted.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I understand where the stepfather came out of this with his gun, thinking that he could de-escalate the situation. Mm-hmm. But if someone's looking for their child, you don't stand in between them and their child. You point them in that direction. Any other disagreements, you take to court. You know.
Well, I mean, but right there, okay. So the father came over, and his presence was known. Like they knew he was coming over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, in essence, you can say he was invited over, or more or less had permission to come there at least.
Mm-hmm.
Then for that guy to go inside, get the gun, and then to discharge that gun, he's the aggressor in the situation. Even if the other guy was acting like a fool, screaming, yelling, even getting physical, the guy that went inside, got a gun, came out and discharged the gun, he's the one that escalated the situation to a deadly threat.
100% agree. Like,
think about that. So after the gun was shot, dad falls. Few more words were exchanged, and then they did end up calling the police. They did end up pronouncing him dead. The stepdad is facing no charges. Nobody's facing any charges in this. He is claiming it was self-defense and was let go.
You can get fucked with your self-defense issues right now. Okay.
We just had two major court cases that go through on the public eye that pretty much clear cut what we can consider self-defense or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like we can say, so we said Kyle Rittenhouse was in fear for his life, right? He was in a shot or be shot situation.
Yeah.
The Ahmaud Arbery situation, the guy was running away from it, and they chased him down with guns, right? So they were in the wrong for that.
Yeah, they were the
and
aggressor.
Kyle was in the right for his, right? Mm-hmm. So that at least give us what the legal definition of self-defense would be in. And if we're going to follow the precedent set by those two cases, this guy is nowhere near self-defense. He clearly escalated the situation, and he was the one that put the guy's life, or he escalated it to a life or death situation.
The only person Go ahead.
I say, and not even precedents on those two cases, but even Texas has what's called castle law, where you can shoot an intruder coming into your home. That's the problem with this, though. One, he wasn't an intruder. Two, you have to be inside, shooting outside towards this. And in order to shoot out, they have to break through a window. So you have to literally feel fear for your life in order for castle law to apply.
And the only person that suffers in this situation is a child. And the only defense that I can think of that the stepdad can take, or his defense can take, is stand your ground. But I don't recall if Texas is a stand your ground state or not. And secondly, he has to be in fear for his life to be able to do that. He wasn't in fear for his life. The stepdad was the more powerful person here. You know, stand your ground. It doesn't count.
But then again, the stepdad and the mother had the option to walk inside and call the cops. Mm-hmm. Like, that was a totally reasonable course of action that could have happened in that moment. Mm-hmm. And for that simple fact right there, he murdered that guy.
Yeah, no, that's what they should have done.
This situation is literally a worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. There are some conspiracy theories to the situation, and we'll get to those in a second. So if we played out best case scenario, what should have happened is once the dad was told that the child was not on the premise, he should have gone back to his vehicle, called the cops, said, I'm here to pick up my child. They're saying my child is not here. I need an officer for civil disputes. Waited in the car. Since that did not happen, the next course of step, exactly crazy. For the stepdad and the mom to go back into the house, once again, call the cops, bring them out for the civil dispute.
Look, it
really sucks because there wasn't just one child affected by this. Turns out there were two. There's a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old, and one of them was actually in the truck with the dad's significant other.
Oh no, that poor kid.
Oh.
What I would have done in that situation, and that's, if I were the father going to pick up their child, one, I have my decree with me at all times. It's on my phone. I have it in my Google Drive. I also have a hard copy in my glove box in my car. Glove box? Glove compartment? Glove compartment. Glove box. I don't know anymore. Yeah. Storage compartment in car. Secondly, if I were the mom in the situation where the ex-parent is coming up to pick up the child and there's a dispute, I would have gone inside, gotten my court judge signed court ordered documents of the divorce decree and waited for the police. I would have called the police on myself even before. Like, if I was the dad, I would have called the police. If I was the mom in the situation, I would have called the police nonetheless. I would never bring a gun out to that situation because it's never going to end good.
And I mean, you got to take into effect here in Texas, our our custody laws are heavily favored on one side, right?
Mhm.
It is not a very
It's an
equitable
uphill battle.
situation.
Yeah.
You have women's privilege.
Yeah. It's an uphill battle, especially in when it comes to
That's one thing about Texas is they would rather the child stay with a drug abusive mother than be with a father.
yeah. True. A lot of states are like that. But either way, I feel for those kids. I really hope that bio mom gets some therapy, and I hope she has a fucking discussion with her current husband, because that shit was not okay. And if he gets arrested, I hope they throw the book at him, because that's not okay.
I want to say, okay, so this is me trying to gather facts, and a lot of them didn't make a lot of sense. But from what I think I've gathered is, so mom and dad were together, and mom ended up having an affair with a judge who is the stepdad who did the shooting.
Are you fucking kidding me? The dude's a judge?
I believe so, yes.
The dude's a judge. He pulled out a gun when he knew he wasn't in the right. And he killed a man, and he's still walking away. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Conspiracy theories. Real quick before we go into the conspiracy theories, I do want to say, when I watched the video and I was watching the dad, I was really worried for the child. Because the dad was super fucking aggressive.
Mhm.
I thought he was abusive. And I thought that's what this video was going to be about. It's about the dad being abusive. I didn't know it was going to turn the way it did.
Mhm.
But I was really worried. Okay, sorry. I had to say that at one point. So, conspiracy theories. This was premeditated. That is the biggest conspiracy theory there is. This was premeditated between a few of the parties. Because when you watch the video and after it happens, everybody is amazingly calm. Home dude just dropped, and then you're still just going to argue back and forth. You're not shocked. You're not screaming. You're not like, did you really just do that? Is this real? No craze out. No panic.
You know,
just
right.
very calm.
You're right. That is one thing that was missing in the video. I remember watching the second footage, because on Reddit it was spliced into one, and I don't remember if I saw it on Trashy or somewhere else. I know that it was marked as not safe for work or not safe for life on that subreddit. But the significant other just stays in her car and goes, "Did you really just do that?" Like, your dude is down on the ground, bleeding out and or possibly dead, and you're just gonna sit in your car?
She was in on it.
Yeah. So that's the big conspiracy theory, was it was premeditated and everybody was ridiculously calm after it happened.
So they all planned it. The new wife changed all the clocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that they were 20 minutes fast. So they showed up 20 minutes early, just that she knew that would set them off because the kid wasn't there yet, just to get it all started.
Potentially.
I really hope that's not true.
Yeah.
It's like way too many assumptions, but hey, it's all good.
And right now it's just frustrating because I went yesterday to find some updated articles, what's new, what's going on with this case, and literally the oldest thing or the newest thing is 6 days old, talking about how Kyle, the stepdad, was able to walk free, and the dad's name was Chris Reed. I realized we hadn't said any of those names, but
not to harp on the censorship stuff, but that's like what's so annoying about it, right? Like, they're not going to talk about this, but they're gonna talk about whatever they were paid to talk about. It was like, no, this is the news that we expect from a news agency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to know what kind of ice cream the president's dog ate today.
Right, like BuzzFeed gave me some shitty article today about God knows what, and I was like, why do I need to know this?
Right,
Something really dumb.
Like,
too.
so researching this, everywhere I kept going, it was all about the vice president today, right? Like everything. It was like, that's nothing. So what if 5 people quit today? Who cares, right? Like, give us some news. Like, let's go.
If they're gonna be reporting anything about the president or vice president, I want it to be, I don't know, some reduced payback program for student loans at this point. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's like her. So the big thing today was that 5 of her employees quit because she's a bully. That was the news we got instead of anything of value.
I don't know if it's the internet just overshining all the negativity that's going around, but a lot of places are going to shit. Are we okay?
I think we're fine. I just think people have agendas, and those people's agendas have gotten infiltrated too many things, right? Like they want control of every aspect of people's lives now.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, you got to control what people see, what they say, what they hear, what they see.
Yeah.
Too many people are just finding news that fits their agenda and their bill, and they're playing it like a fucking violin. And I'm over it.
I got rules when I'm doing research. If it's a .com, it has to be a reputable .com. If it's a .net, check who owns it. If it's anything but a .org, when you're doing research on something specific, get out the fuck out of there.
Right, where are my peer-reviewed journals?
Right? Flatearth.info is not a reputable source, people.
Yeah. Okay, so my bad. Wars, the only place to get your info.
I think Infowars.info is even not a reputable source, man.
Come on, it's only pure information. If you're in the frog's gay, man.
Oh my god. Anyway.
To the roar.
My thoughts go out to those kids. To what was the father's name? Reed? Chris Reed?
Chris Reed.
Thank you. My thoughts go out to those kids. There's nothing that can bring your dad back, but I do hope that if this was premeditated, I hope that he gets the justice he deserves. Because no one should have the right to kill anyone. I just don't agree with. Well, I do agree with, gun rights and owning one. Hell, I want to own a gun. I don't agree with people just taking other people's lives because they can.
So,
exactly.
Hold on. How do you feel about the CIA agent who was caught looking at over 1,400 images of underage children in pornographic positions?
He should go to jail, maybe beat the fuck up in jail, maybe be thrown under the jail and then beat up while the jail is being built on top of him, but I don't think he should die. I think he should suffer for the transgressions that he pulled. But
question.
Answers.
Yeah.
Was this his personal computer or was this work related?
No, it was on work time. So
Okay,
there was a bunch of stories coming out this morning, a bunch of reports of a lot of information that's being released of incidents that have been reported at the FBI, the Pentagon, and the CIA of agents being caught with child pornography on their work computers or purchasing it on work time using their computer, other items like that.
I mean, I'm not surprised. As a person in IT, I see a lot of shit that shouldn't be on computers, on work computers to begin with. But
yeah, and like the one guy's excuse was like, well, I was doing work research. They're like, okay, well, it doesn't take that. It's like, if you're doing research, why do you have a terabyte of porn on there? Like,
you don't need a terabyte of porn unless if you're like collecting data against pedophiles where you need to establish a case against them. But come on,
in,
dude.
In that situation, you would have a team, you would have paperwork, you would have a need for it, right? Like, no, these people were caught on,
Yeah. Because it would be, oh, here's my receipt for reimbursement for having to purchase this to see if I could find the missing child. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference.
I don't know. It's just heartbreaking, and the children, they're the real victims.
The children are our future.
I don't want to live.
Depends on the children.
I don't want to live with these animals anymore. But you know what I do want to live for?
Book club next week.
Yeah. I'm glad you picked up on that.
I thought you were talking about D&D this Saturday.
Yes, D&D this Saturday. I am so excited. We are getting the gang back together. Last week, I took them to a magical harvest festival, and hopefully they got to have a little fun, do a little role playing. So we come back, we'll see where they wake up and what their next move will end up being. So I'm very excited about that. What about the Circle of Jerks this week?
I am still working on getting Nader the Tater here, which he already confirmed, but he's currently doing a subathon where he doesn't stop streaming, so it's a little dicey there. But what do you want to do this week, Ethan?
Well, with Snicker Bass and Kiwi Head, they're both dead set on finishing Back for Blood. So that's pretty much.
Go!
Yeah. We live to make y'all happy.
And if killing zombies makes you happy, then goddamn, I'm the best zombie killer there is. With my 3 mates. We're the best zombie killers there are.
Hey, we could not do it without Peach being a distraction.
Yeah. What? That last one where we just shot at it and ran away. It was perfect.
Hide, Peach, hide.
Snickers is saying we gotta try Icarus.
You know what, Snicker? You need to just start a garden and play it in real life.
You know what, dude? You need to get Minecraft so we can play on the server, which is still open. If you're in our Discord server and you want to play on our Feed the Beast Minecraft server, which we have not promoted, that's my bad. Make sure to join our Discord, guys.
Are we Feed the Beast?
We're still playing it. It's still live.
Oh, what am I thinking?
Sky Castle or Sky Factory is the one we're on right now.
Yeah, Sky Factory
Yeah.
is the one we're on right now. Unless if you guys want to reboot and try something different.
I was gonna say Feed the Beast. That was our first one, wasn't it?
That was Feed the Beast is the development team behind the major mods, like Sky Factory. Yeah.
That's where I got confused. I was like,
a lot of the mod packs a lot of the mod packs that we played were put together by the Feed the Beast development group, which is dedicated to the modding and all that good shit. But yeah.
Are you in Catalyst still gonna play Thursday?
We are going to. It was supposed to be a pop-up stream. Thanks, crazy.
Oops.
We are hoping to play on Thursday some Final Fantasy 14 online, but that will be a TBD because Final Fantasy did just get their new expansion pack this last week. It does go live tomorrow.
I saw that.
It goes live tomorrow. Everybody's updated over the weekend, and even over the weekend, I think Saturday, it was 1,000-person wait list just to get onto the server.
That's what all those photos on the Final Fantasy Reddit were about. I was wondering.
Yeah, it's crazy waits right now. Couple of hours, few thousand. Some people have seen like up to 5,000 in the queue. So we're gonna see what we can do. If not, I was trying to call her today to be like, hey, there's this game called Crab Games that's based off this like somewhat popular TV show. We should totally download and play it.
I wouldn't say somewhat popular. I think it's very popular, right? I was like number like what, top Netflix 10 for weeks.
Yeah, we really found out who was a sociopath and who was a psychopath during that one.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back Sunday morning. I know I've kind of taken a bit of a break on my Sundays. It was much needed, much appreciate the patience for my comeback. But I will be back up Sunday morning, and then Tuesday, I know I'm ahead of myself, I'm a week ahead. Tuesday we have our book club. I'm so excited. Have y'all started watching the show yet?
No, I'm actually gonna read the book. NJ's already like 80% of the way through the book.
Yeah, you can watch the show
if you're
without.
Still here, NJ, is Tim still your favorite character?
Crazy wants to know if Tim is still your favorite character. She said no. Hold on. What's up? She was swindled.
Yeah.
We all felt very swindled. It was very upsetting. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, she looks so comfortable. She's like this, watching TV. She looks at me. No. More important things. You were saying, Puzzle?
You were able to watch the show without spoiling the book. They are two completely plot lines, premises. Really, the only thing that's the same is you are matched by a G named Sequom, and there's a woman CEO. That's literally the only thing that's the same. All of the names have been changed. Their storylines, everything's been changed.
Yeah, no, Netflix clearly just bought the premise of the book. They didn't use any of the information of the book. They just were like, oh yeah, a gene that pairs you up. Perfect.
I watched the trailer over the weekend. I really enjoyed it. I'm interested in the show. Even if it is different than the book.
The show's not horrible. Like it's a good watch, but it's just not it's not as good as the book.
Okay. We got a lot to look forward to this week. I'm just gonna pop up our event calendar, and please.
Hi, little bit.
Hi, a little bit. Here are the events for this month or this month. I'm gonna go ahead and do our outro audio.
Real quick before you do the outro.
Tuesday has been canceled. Kiwi Head, our dungeon master,
yeah, that's right,
had work come up, so he let us know today that he will not be able to host a game tomorrow.
Here, I'll do an updated one while we figure out who we're gonna raid. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. We just wanted to make an announcement.
Okay.
Go ahead and raid. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Alright, cool. Then I'll get rid of this. And here is
that bow guy or Lost Fables is on.
Ooh, both good options.
Both back. What?
Bye.
Nice. Bye. Here's our outro audio. Bye. Enjoy NJ's sweet, luscious voice.
Well, that wraps up another great episode. And don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food pics, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured gamer of the week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an Official Millennials production.